All right, so we are back reporting on Space Marine 2. I have good reason to today because we have a November community update. And in this update from the dev team, yes, we have details about patch 5.0 and the big December content update. We're going to go over all of it together and what you can expect in December. And then there is another blog post, kind of like a warning of things that will be changing for Space Marine 2 as well. But I say we dive into this together. Man, it is good to be back reporting on this game. I have such a love for this game, let me tell you what. All right, let's get into it. So, greetings, Space Marines. The end of this year is approaching. To celebrate this wonderful year that has brought so much joy to us and to the players, we have a few surprises for you. But first, let's recap the month a bit. So yes, we got update 4.5. That brought us to that brand new weapon, and they review that sort of thing. We're not getting into all that. I already covered it. But if we keep scrolling down, it says, as for every month, we're going to be reading the feedback and reviewing ideas. So yeah, keep submitting those ideas. But you know what? Space Marine 2 has reached 5 million players, which is absolutely incredible. A massive accomplishment. And we have that secret level event. So as you may have seen, the story of Titus continues in the Amazon Prime Video secret level series. A new trailer dropped to tease the upcoming episode. Now, the series will begin on December 10th. Now, one episode will be fully dedicated to Warhammer 40,000, and to celebrate this incredible occasion, exclusive rewards will be available from December 10th to December 31st through Twitch drops. And they don't show a preview, they just show this image. I wish we had more of a preview, but hey, at least we know it exists. And then patch 5.0. Now, the 5.0 update will be released in the first half of December. This update contains the very much awaited Dark Angels chapter pack, alongside another Operation Obelisk. Now, the Dark Angels chapter pack features the Dark Angels Champion, which is a unique armor set and banner for the Bulwark class. Check it out right here. Here's a little preview. Looking really, really sharp. I gotta say, damn, that looks good. Now it says, please note that the set cannot be customized. Now, 3 weapons will also receive exclusive visuals based on the Dark Angels chapter: the Auto Bolt Rifle, the Plasma Pistol, and the Power Sword. Now, the Bulwark class will also get a unique Dark Angels Storm Shield. Look at that. This is getting fancy. Let me tell you what. I really love it. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I think a lot of Bulwark fans will be very happy. Now, the Dark Angels chapter pack includes the heraldry items of the Second Foundings and successor chapters of the Dark Angels: the Angels of Absolution, the Angels of Redemption, the Angels of Vengeance, the Unnamed, the Blades of Vengeance, and the Cowled Wardens, the Bringers of Judgment, and the Angels of Defiance. So you can do a lot here with the chapters. They keep rolling out those brand new chapters, which is nice to see. And new armor pieces will be added, including a fan favorite helmet, the Mark 8 Ravenwing. All these items will be available to unlock as part of the heraldry cosmetics. So check it out right here. It looks beautiful. And another shot here. The hooded look looks pretty badass, I gotta say. Now, last addition to the customization menu, the color lenses are finally here. Choose among 15 different colors to customize your Space Marine even more. It's such a simple touch, but a necessary one. I cannot wait to do this one thing. I'm going to go like all black with red, lens. I think that's going to be awesome. Now, this update does not only bring new customization, a new operation will also be added called Obelisk. You will be sent to Darium, and your mission is to rotate a replica of Obelisk to disrupt the flow of energy, protecting the Aurora device. Now, the operation takes place in parallel in the final events of the campaign, so that's cool for some context. To reach the console control of Obelisk, you'll have to make it through a tomb plunged into darkness. To make your progression even tougher, the Chaos Forces see a new addition to their roster. The Zangar enlightened, a new Majora's enemy. They will now appear in every PvE operation with Chaos. Here's a preview here. And I'll try to throw the link to like some really cool footage I have of it modded into the game. Now that could be considered a spoiler for some of you, by the way, but I'll try to throw that in there. But it is on my channel if you want to check that out. It's a very cool enemy. And I can't wait to actually see this enemy finish though. Now, what's next? So if we continue reading on here, it says finally on the tech side, the 5.0 update will bring frame generation, DLSS, and FSR 3 support. Also, we're going to get into here in just a moment, so stay with me. More updates about what's going on around performance and PS5 Pro stuff. Let me know if any of you actually got the PS5 Pro. I remember some of your comments were like, hell yeah, I'm going to get that. Or if you're going to be getting it for Christmas or something like that. Also, yeah, let's talk about the awards. So yeah, Space Marine 2 has been nominated for Steam Awards in the Game of the Year category and Best Multiplayer Game and Best Action Game. And I believe you could vote right now for these as well. So get to voting. And we have the fan art contest winner as well. That is absolutely badass. Holy crap, that's incredible. Okay, I can see why they won. Now, mod support. And here's the full message about mod support going forward, since I did not get to cover it previously. It says, hello, Space Marines. We've seen incredible community engagement since launch, and we've noticed that some players have started to create and share mods for Space Marine 2. We wanted to make a game that was moddable from the start. This is why our game pack files are not encrypted, for example. It's always a pleasure for me as a developer to see what our community can create. Mods are great, and they will no doubt contribute to the game's longevity. However, we as developers must also ensure game stability and continuously work towards a smoother experience for all players. Our data shows that a non-negotiable amount of recent server stability. Our data shows that a non-negligible amount of recent server stability issues are related to mods, and that instability impacts even those users who don't have mods installed. We've also received user reports that their save files were corrupted after playing alongside players with mods. So I did report on this previously, and we have now confirmation that this is actually a thing, that this is legit happening. So I can see why they're concerned and why they're posting this. So it says, this is why, starting with our next big update in December, mods will be prohibited from public online sessions. That means that you will no longer be able to enter a public game if you have mods installed. However, we know that mods are a source of fun and creativity, and they will still be allowed in private operations lobbies. We will continue to provide all necessary server infrastructure if you can play online with your friends with mods. Once we add custom Eternal War lobbies, mods will work for them as well. We'll also be providing an easy entry point to our backend for games with mods installed, so modders won't have to spend time hacking the game executable after each patch. If we somehow break this pipeline for mods by accident in the future, we'll fix it. In addition to that, we will be releasing some of our tools to modders so they can develop mods with greater ease. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. That comes directly from our game director. Man, that's so impressive. It's really nice to see a developer recognize and understand their modding community is important. It is so cool to see this. And I'm kind of curious to see what happens with the modding community, considering it seems like they're going to be reaching out to some of these core modders and actually giving them tools to be even more successful. This is what I'm talking about. I absolutely love it. So as promised, here are some details about the PS5 Pro specs. Our teams have been working on optimizing the game for PlayStation 5. Here's the difference with the standard PS5. So you can see we have on the left side, standard PS5 versus the PS5 Pro, and you can pause the screen for yourself. But if we scroll down to performance mode, that's what I'm mostly curious about. You can see we get an upscale to 4K and 60 frames per second on PS5 Pro, which is pretty good. It's not like it's native or anything like that, but hey, it is something. Again, I'm curious how many of you guys are actually on PS5 or not, but you know, it's so good once again to be reporting on Space Marine 2. I am super hyped for this next operation for the December update. I promise you guys I will keep you guys updated in the know about things happening around this game month to month. I just did not want to oversaturate it too much with like stuff that was considered filler content. I didn't want to do that to you guys. So I hopped on to Stalker 2. So if you did miss my Stalker 2 coverage, check it out. And yeah, there's another little game coming up in December called Path of Exile 2. I can't wait for, and I hope to hop on that a lot. But yeah, that one's going to be super competitive because you got everyone from Diablo World coming on to that one. But you guys had some words about Space Marine 2 recently. Actually, it was more than 2 weeks ago you guys posted these top comments. So let's go check out and see what you guys had to say. So it says, wish we could see allies' armor and contested health, so we know if we need to give them the XQ or if we should take it for ourselves. Yeah, that's another thing that I hope makes it into this upcoming patch. Again, we will have like full-blown patch notes once we get closer to patch 5.0. So I'll give those details to you guys when the time comes. And bolters need a serious buff against minor level enemies. It makes sense that bigger and more heavily armored enemies could soak up bolter hits, but the little guys should go down easier. Just my 2 cents. A dude joined me as a sniper with a thunderhammer, and he couldn't die, and he refused to revive anyone and left us to die. If you're gonna mod the game, at least don't be a jerk about it. And this is why, the dev team, they're taking action. And I always wondered, you would think that no matter what, these mods would cause a lot of instability overall. And I totally get the dev perspective, not allowing everyone just to go absolute crazy with modding in PvE lobbies. It can really disrupt also the balance of the game as well. If you have someone in there that's like completely godlike, yeah, you have a difficulty setting for a reason. You have the game set up with these different classes for a reason. So yeah, it can really be disruptive. Next up, we have Vanguard should have access to the Bolter SMG. Hell yes. Really need lightning claws for assault because Raven Guard. I would love to see this. I think it would be extremely unique. Will we ever see it? I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's going to be up to the dev team and Games Workshop. The big issue with small incremental buffs is that even though they may stack up over time, because each buff is so minor, players can't get excited and will just ignore it. This is what happened on Warframe, where they would buff a weapon 5 times, but because each buff was so minor, the devs were effectively, can't speak today, wasting their time because it had no effect on player engagement with that weapon. That right there is a very interesting take, because I can see it being extremely difficult being a developer, though. If you overbuff a weapon and then you have to go and nerf it, dude, you're going to piss off a lot of people. So I do get the concern with doing the minor buffs, but I just think it's like the safer bet than overbuffing and then having to like react and go, oh my God, what did we do? We got to nerf, or we got to raise up all the other weapons so that we don't have to nerf, and it becomes a complicated situation. So I just think that although I get your point, I do understand where you're coming from. I also see that it's very risky over buffing. But yeah, 100% understand where you're coming from. But thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned here for more Space Marine 2. And I've got you guys covered on Stalker 2. God, Stalker 2, guys, is so legit good, even with the problems. It has quite a bit of problems, but dude, that game is something special. I am hooked. I am absolutely hooked. Like, I can get lost in that world. But yeah, stay tuned also for Path of Exile 2. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.